The football season is back, and we are here to discuss the top team transfer activities. EPL begins next week, August 12th.
No more boredom.
No more boredom, right? Hi guys, I'm Deb Lowe, your favorite host, and I'm here on Sports Maestros TV, where we discuss sports and we give you updates on sport news. We have Wale here, we have Radic, you're welcome. Radic, don't be jealous again.
Yeah,
Okay,
you keep doing
so,
the same thing.
like I
Don't be
said-
jealous. What do you mean by that?
Okay, I'm sorry guys, we have Radic here, then we have Wale here. And so as I said earlier, we'll be discussing the top teams in the EPL transfer activities. We'll start with Wale, or should we start with Radic? Radic, let's start with you. So let's talk about the recent transfer activities from Man U, Arsenal, Chelsea.
So the transfer market is still on. The season starts next week, but the transfer activities will continue until the end of August, and we believe transfers will be completed by clubs. But right now, Arsenal, if you are taking it alphabetically, to me have made some good signings. Signing Declan Rice from West Ham, and also signing Kai Havertz from Chelsea. They know what they want. They knew what they wanted before they went for Havertz. But I believe Chelsea will think they've done a very, very good deal selling Havertz for that price. And even as a Chelsea fan, I cannot believe that they were able to sell at that price. And they've also got Timber. So if you look at their transfer ins, you'll see that they've strengthened some parts in the last season. It wasn't like they were necessarily not strong enough in those aspects, but depth was one of the issues they faced last season.
Okay.
Yes, for me, this is what I will say first. A quick detour. West Ham got over £100 million for Declan Rice. West Ham are yet to make a signing. I hope we are not going to wait until deadline day, and then we'll bring in 6 or 7 players, and then none of them will gel with the team. Having said that, we have done a full episode on Arsenal signings so far. So we will not be saying much about Arsenal today. If you have not seen that, just scroll down our videos. You will see the exclusive. Every Arsenal fan, every Arsenal lover, everybody who thinks Arsenal will win something this season, that's one video you need to see. The worry for Arsenal, if you ask me, is in the striker position. Arsenal need more than Nketiah and Gabriel Jesus. My opinion. And I think until they get another dependable 50 to 20 goal striker in there, I don't know. I foresee their chances greatly this season, but I just need a striker.
Okay. So let's compare the Arsenal team for the previous season and this coming season.
Declan Rice adds so much depth. However, Granit Xhaka too is out of the team.
Yes.
So between the two of them, what would you think? If they keep Thomas Partey, Jorginho is there, so in the middle they still look very solid. You still think that Arsenal are better now than last season?
Sure, I agree with you. They are better. They are better now than last season. Like I said, what they lacked last season was the depth, and you could tell when the season was drawing to the close, you see that the fatigue started setting in. So these signings will help strengthen the squad,
very much,
and so that when some players are tiring, there are others that can just
play, and they'll still be fresh.
But
there's the news that David Raya is coming to Arsenal,
which is a very good deal to me. I believe Ramsdale needs to be kept on his toes. I still don't see him as the championship winning keeper. I think with a goalkeeper as good as Raya in the mix, he will step up his game. So if he wants to keep that first position, if he wants to keep that first choice position, he will need to be better than last season.
Okay. Let's talk about Manchester United. Well, what do you think about the team?
Manchester United, well, contrary to what some people may believe, I believe they've done a fantastic. Yes,
I believe that was for me. No problem.
I believe they've done a fantastic deal this season. Honestly speaking, they've not had a focal point since who would we say? Maybe even Ibrahimovic. You know,
Okay.
they've not had a focal point. But right now, they've just signed Rasmus Højlund from Atalanta, which is a good signing for me. I believe you need a number 9 in that team, and a number 9 that Rashford can feed off, you know, and make runs behind defenders to get goals. So another signing they got, which I think is going to be very, very instrumental to the team, is the signing of Mason Mount. I'm sure many Chelsea fans are still not woken up to the reality of the fact that Mount has left Chelsea. But too bad, Mount has left Chelsea, and is going to be a very great addition to Manchester United. As well, there's also signed Onana. You know, they let De Gea go. De Gea sometimes have been a calamity for them, but he has been more instrumental to their to how they played so far, to their success in the past. So I think it's a good farewell for him. And Onana will take the reins in the goalkeeping position. Then also Johnny Evans. Well, okay, signing for debt.
Okay. All right. So, Wale, do you think Manchester United is now a better team than the previous season?
No, I don't see any difference. We've had this discussion severally, Radical and I, and I keep saying that you look at a team and you say, where is the major issue? He pointed it out. The major issue has always been in the attack. Who did they get? They got a Danish international who is 20 years old. Now, you may not agree with me, but strikers on the average are not ready at 20. Especially leading a top 2, top 3 team in a major league in Europe. At 20 years, a striker is not ready. Maybe at 23, maybe at 24. I know you want to mention 1 or 2 names. You won't get beyond those 1 or 2 names. The truth of the matter is that a 20-year-old striker is not ready. Now, you now look at the striker. What has he done? Between Stormgrass, where he was, and Atalanta, he has put together about 80 matches, scoring less than 20 goals, or just about 20 goals. So that's the striker that is coming to lead Manchester United. Manchester United. You know, so they've not even got a striker. What is Manchester United doing? There's still a Victor Osimhen on the transfer market. I'm getting angry already. You know, it's passionate. Get a striker that fits the bill.
Okay, Wale, just let's answer the question. Do you think the team is better now?
Devil, I answered. I said no. I already answered. Get a striker that fits the bill. Okay. Get a striker that matches the profile.
All right. Let's
see. Radic, you don't even remember the name. Radic was searching for the name before he could call it.
No, I would never search for it. I remember. I spoke about him. I spoke about him during the international games some months ago. Okay. I said there's this boy, a 19-year-old.
So they're starting it because of a match.
No, not because of a match.
In Atlanta, he has scored only 9 goals.
I'm not even going there with you. Let me tell you what I think. You know, you have a team that has been signing players for the past 3 years, and most of those players are still in the team. Last season, they signed Martinez. They signed.
Martinez is a defender.
Yes, I'm telling you. No, what?
I have no issues with the defenders, the midfielders they have signed. They have compensated well for the misses they have had in recent times in those areas. We are saying there's a glaring gap in the striking position.
When you have I'll tell you why they filled it. When you have very good players in every position in the field, you don't, as a young striker, you see goals and score. It is not about you leading the team. He's not coming to lead the team. He's coming to put the goals in the net. And they are going to put him on the platform.
How many do you fancy your 20-year-old getting?
I fancy him getting 20 goals.
Order. All right. I can't be the only person enjoying this. Let's move on. Let's move to Chelsea. So what do you think, Wale?
Before we move on to Chelsea, your striker.
Wale, let's move to Chelsea. Sorry.
Okay.
Let's move to Chelsea. So let's talk about the transfer activities in the team.
Oh, we felt that Chelsea wouldn't get much business done. Especially you look at the whirlwind of last season. A lot of players came in. The captain said we didn't even know how many of us are in the dressing room. Perhaps we need to break it down and enlarge it. But players have come in. Some of them have been long-standing targets. We mentioned Jackson before now. Chris Nkuku too has come in. A keeper just came in now.
Robert Sanchez.
Sanchez has just come in from Brighton. So you see that there's been a deliberate strengthening of some areas. But the talking point, and this is where Radic gets very, very animated. The talking point is in the players that have gone out. He doesn't rate Kai Havertz. I do. He rates Mason Mount. But you see, beyond that, Kalidou Koulibaly, Edouard Mendy,
Loftus-Cheek, Pulisic.
Okay, let's not even talk about Pulisic or Loftus-Cheek. Look at this guy that went to Man City.
Kovacic as
well. This other player, N'Golo Kante, see, more than a full team of 15 players have left Chelsea. Many of them forever. Only a few on loan. So you see, have we bled perhaps too much? That is the question for me.
Well,
but for me, I'm not even going to get animated over this because we've said so many times, we've discussed about it. What I'm just going to say is we have to live with the reality of things right now. And that is the fact. We have to come to terms with the fact that Chelsea is trying to rebuild. And we don't have a choice. The owners have decided to do what they decided to do. The only thing we can do is to keep supporting our team and hope that in the nearest future, we have some big names that will complement these players and we can start winning big things. What I see this season is European place, not necessarily Champions League. But if you get Champions League, that's an overachievement.
Well, I see a lot of 19-year-olds coming in at the moment. Leslie Gochukwu. Is it David Moreira now?
It has been happening since last season.
Are they going to get game time?
It's disturbing.
So you look at experienced players have left, the new players have come in. You really don't know where to place Chelsea. Are we better than last season?
Yeah,
what we lacked last season majorly wasn't depth or players. What we lacked was, I think, team spirit.
Team spirit, consistency. Now,
team spirit. Have we got it on the evidence of the preseason so far? You say yes, maybe some color has returned to the team. Do I think we'll do better than last season? Yes.
Sure.
Yes, we will. The challenge wasn't really so much of a lack of quality or a lack of talent, so we will do better. But like Radic said, if we can get a European spot, would have done well.
All right, so let's move on to Man City. Yes.
Man City will always be Man City. Man City is a cheat code in any league. If Man City was in Spain, they will win the league. Put them in any league and they will win the league. Right now, they let Honduan and Mahrez go.
Yeah.
They've done good business so far. They got Kovacic to replace Honduan, and they've just gotten this guy from Leipzig. Vardiol. They just got him Vardiol. Yeah. So good signing. I just think they need one more player to replace Mahrez on the wing. And they are good to go for this season.
Okay.
I don't see anybody beating them this season.
Okay. Do you think they will be better than last season?
They've always been better than previous season.
Okay. What do you have to say on Man City?
Not so many players have left. A lot of people have rumored that maybe Bernardo Silva may be leaving soon. But you look at Pep, it doesn't appear that Pep wants him to leave. So they are keeping their players. They are getting very good signings. A lot of European clubs chase Vardiol. Is at Man City at the moment. Kovacic is a good squad player. So are they better than them last season? You expect that they will get a lot more understanding. So maybe they will even come out better. And that's the worry for the other 19 teams. You look at the other 19, Arsenal seem to me the club with the brightest chances of toppling Man City.
Okay. So let's talk about Newcastle before I ask my last question.
Okay. Yeah, Newcastle. For a long time, when we did the first, I think one of the first or second of the series we've had on transfer market. We spoke about a certain Yakuba Minte, and I said that is not a signing. So thankfully, Newcastle got two signings in. They got Harvey Barnes, and then they got Sandro Tonali from AC Milan. Both of them are in the midfield. But you also look at, Radic does not agree with me, but I also think that, what's his name now? Saint Maximin is a very good player too for them. And he has left. So could it be that Newcastle just filled the void that was created? Because you look at the two players that came in, both of them, they play in the midfield, you know. So are they better? Are they better? Last season, they had that surprise element going for them. It won't be so this season, you know. So you expect them playing in the Champions League, trying to win at least a title, maybe even a cup, that they will buy better. I don't see Tonali as the game changer. And Harvey Barnes was only surplus when Leicester when Leicester were relegated. I don't know.
Okay.
Perhaps missed opportunity, but they've still got days to remedy it.
Okay, so do you think this team is better than the previous?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they've improved on their squad. But you know, August 31 is still about 3 weeks.
You can't say they've not improved. Why? Because they got two players in. They have the same set of players, except for Saint Maximin, who was not even playing regularly last season. He wasn't playing regularly last season. As a matter of fact, he had issues with the coach for not using him regularly. So leaving Saint Maximin out of the team right now and adding Harvey Barnes, I've always been a fan of Harvey Barnes. He knows how to find those spaces. He knows how to position himself. He knows how to score goals. He's a midfielder that scores goals. So I think he's an addition. But will they be better than last season? Will they do better than last season? I think they might actually drop out of the top four. Not because they've not added.
We agree.
Not because they've not added to their squad, but because teams were asleep last season. It's not going to be that way. Liverpool is going to come back strong.
All right, so let's talk about Liverpool now. Liverpool, the transfer activities, do you think they'll be better than the previous season?
They've done well, but they've not done well enough. They've done well, but they've not done well enough. Okay. You know, bringing their problem last season was in the middle of the field, the midfield. You have an old Henderson in the midfield. You had players going on injury-prone players in the middle of the pitch. Now they've gotten McAllister from Brighton, which is a good addition to the squad. They've also strengthened the defense. You know, they had issues with injuries also at the back. Well, they've gotten Szoboszlai from Leipzig, which is a good addition. But where do I have the problem? The number of players that have gone out of the team.
All right.
Have you replaced them?
Especially in the middle.
You
Fabio.
know, big players that were part of the winning squad, you know. Anderson, Chamberlain, even though he wasn't getting
Naby Keita.
You know, as you replace them, I believe they are still going to do much more in the transfer market. But if they don't, it's going to be a problem.
It will be a big problem. Totally, I agree with you, Radic. For me, you spoke only about one of the two problems Liverpool has had in recent seasons, especially last season. You know, the midfield issue was only a mask. The greater problem was in the attack. They had one of the most feared attacks in Europe. That entirely fizzled out. You know, Mane left, and it was like they turned off a switch. You know, we were talking about it. So what has been the contribution of Luis Diaz? You see Darwin Núñez, so much promise, but he hasn't delivered much. Both of them, especially Núñez, after a season and a half. Sorry, I mean Luis, after a season and a half, has not scored.
Luis,
he came in January 2022.
He had issues with injury last season.
Well, he has been on their payroll. Both of them put together have not scored 20 goals. So it's an issue. You look at Firmino, you look at Sadio Mane, you look at Mohamed Salah, and you saw how fantastic they were. Formidable. I don't know. Liverpool may not even be in the top three next season. But well, August 31, we still got about 3 weeks to August 31. So let's see. But do they need to strengthen massively? Massively, they do.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about Tottenham Hotspurs now.
Yes.
Radish,
okay.
Okay. So I think Radish should go now.
Tottenham Hotspurs. Well, to me, they just made 2 signings. They made permanent Kulusevski and Pedro Porro. So the signings they made, James Maddison, good addition to the squad. Good addition to the squad. Then Vicario from Empoli. But are they better?
Reserve keeper.
So are they better than? Are they going to be better than last season? I don't know. I think they are just going to be around the same because their coach, for example, I don't know much about him, but I don't expect him to perform any magic in that.
He came from the highly revered Scottish League.
Wonderful. Yes, one with Celtic. Very revered, you know. But I don't see them doing much this season. They definitely, I believe they are not going to make the top 4.
Okay.
Maybe Europe is for them. Let's see.
Okay, Wale.
You know, apart from the 4 players Radic mentioned, Ashley Phillips too came in from Blackburn Rovers, but he's 18, so you don't think he'll be getting much game time. You know, yes, they made permanent some loan deals, and then they got in a few players. But if they are able to keep Harry Kane, that would be like 2 or 3 signings. A lot of clubs are interested. Harry Kane is looking like this is my last season. If I don't leave this season, then I'll be as well in my career at Tottenham. And it doesn't appear that Daniel Levy wants to sell. So if they keep him, you know, there's so much you can do with a 30 plus goal a season striker. Not you look at the other teams, maybe 1 or 2. Liverpool in Mo Salah, and then Manchester City that have got that quality in them. So yes, so while they may not have signed so many, they've got some of the best players in the land. If they keep them, they will still be strong. If they get the team dynamic right, Radic, they will surprise you.
Okay.
Well, let's see.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to be asking a question. I know it's so early to ask for your prediction for the winner of this season, but I would like to ask for your prediction for the top 6.
Okay.
Which are the teams that will be on the table for the top 6?
Man City.
Okay.
Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea. Liverpool and Newcastle. Top 6.
Okay. Wale.
I'll go with the traditional top 6. I think there won't be space for Newcastle. Brighton did well last season, but they pulled above their weight. You know, so yes. For me this season, Arsenal. And I don't know, Arsenal fans, they need to pay me. Arsenal.
Okay.
So I'll pick Arsenal to edge Manchester City.
Okay.
I think that Tottenham will be somewhere there, and then Manchester United for the 4 places in Europe. And then Liverpool and Chelsea will complete the top 6. But if Liverpool can strengthen, especially in the front line.
Don't put if there.
Okay, as things stand today, 3 weeks to the end of the transfer season.
You can change your mind later.
That order will be for me the top 6.
Wow. You've heard Wale's top 6, you've heard Radic's top 6, but the team would like to have your own top 6 in our comment section. And do not forget to like this video, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their auntie to tell their uncle to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sports Maestros TV. And do not forget to follow us on Instagram at Sports Maestros TV. From the Sports Maestros TV team, we say we love you. See you next time.